Meeting to order. Would you please stand with me and recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much for coming out tonight. A couple of small changes to our agenda. First is that Commissioner Moore had an excused absence for tonight's meeting. And number two is after our second commission appointment here, I am going to give a brief presentation about raising, on the subject of raising our permit fees. And so please stick around for that. So everything else should follow course. Our first item of business is that I'm going to turn this over to our Assistant City Manager, Vicki Look, and she's got an appointment to talk about.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioner McDowell. I'm really excited to be here tonight to talk about appointments of two individuals that we have brought on to our leadership team. And as you know, we've been working really hard over the last year to plan for the future. And so one of those appointments is going to be the city attorney. We hired an in-house city attorney. She's a local person who grew up here, and so she has a lot of ties, and we're really excited for Kristen French to join our team. So per the RCW, or actually it's the Shelton Municipal Code, our city attorney must be appointed by the Shelton City Commission, and so I'm going to ask you if you will do the appointment of our new city attorney, Kristen French.
I would love to do that. So I don't have any white paper on how I do that. So
Well,
what do you want
Commissioner
me to
McDowell, you could make a motion
She could
on
make a
the
motion?
appointment.
I make a motion to make the appointment for Kirsten as our city attorney.
And I would second the motion. I believe her name might be Kristen.
Kristen.
Is that correct? Let the motion be amended to reflect
Kristen
my
French.
comment. Right.
Yes.
Let me do that over again.
No, we amended it.
I just
Now,
wanted to get the first one out.
Okay, all right.
So there's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Welcome, Kristen.
Yay.
Well, and the second appointment is that, we hired a city clerk, and so excited to have her here, and that's Jamie Ogg, and she's been here for about a month, but she needs to be appointed per the revised Code of Washington by the Shelton City Commission to that position, and so I'm excited to pass the torch to her and ask for you to appoint Jamie as the new Shelton City Clerk.
Well, we would love to do that. I guess we would request a motion at this time.
I will try this again. I make a motion to appoint Jamie Ogg as city clerk, city of Shelton, Washington.
And I second that motion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I
Welcome.
think we might want to get a little bit of a picture here with our city clerk and our new city attorney and the two commissioners.
Sure.
Well,
The
the
mayor
cool
and the
thing is
commission.
they're both homegrown.
There you
They
go.
are. That's one way to put it.
Yes.
I'm not official press, so I don't know. Can I look this way? I'm kidding.
Thank you very much. Next on our agenda would be our weekly commission reports, if we have some activities that we're doing in the community, and I'll turn this over to Commissioner McDowell at this time.
Well, last week was really busy for me. In fact, I'm recuperating this week from last week because I can't remember any other week as busy as I was last week. So anyway, I have a very quiet week this This week, I have a meeting with a citizen, which I like to do, share concerns and try to answer some questions. And I have, that's Wednesday and Thursday, my briefing with Ryan, and that is my week.
All right, and I will have a briefing, and I'm also planning to attend a salmon barbecue at the Union Fire Hall on Saturday from 12 to 6, I believe, and I won't be there for a full 6 hours, but that completes our weekly commission reports. And now, I will give a brief presentation about how I see the raising or lowering of the City of Shelton's building permit fees. So I requested a whiteboard because I don't know quite how to do all the other stuff, and I think I only need one color. Since we're talking about money, let's use the black pen. Now, I was reading the local newspaper, and lots of times our city is on the front page, and the headline kind of caught me. It says, "City could lose $300,000 in development fees in 2008. So it kind of got my attention because I'm part of the city commission. If I'm losing $300,000, I want to know how I'm doing that, you know? So I read the whole article, and there was one, and this isn't to pick out a little hair, but this is just one little thing, is that the staff briefing that was quoted in this paper is right here, and it did not mention any businesses by name, and it does that on purpose, because this is a staff briefing that's about some potential businesses, whether they're coming. We don't know for sure what all's going to happen, but they were just generic, and that the paper slightly mentioned, it looks like Sahara Pacific as one of those, but that was not in any of that information. So, small, you know, I might have thought it was, but it's not in there. But the main reason I want to talk to you is about where we came from and where we are and how I see this, okay? So, let me see, maybe I can stand on this side. Okay, $300,000, okay? 300. No. Okay. How this was derived is that basically we have some projects that are coming online, and that if we were to charge those projects 2015 rates, we could charge those two major projects $300,000 more in permit fees and impact fees, more than what our 2015 rate was. So we used to have 2015 rates. Okay. But we're not there, because what we chose to do as a commission, I think was a wise move, is we cut these rates in half last year by like 50%. So we slashed these by 50% approximately. And now if there's any media in the house, I want to write this word up here, very approximate. ROX, because sometimes I've said something and I was just kind of, this is as close as I can get in the number. So, we cut our rates. We have a potential loss of income if we stayed at 2015 rates. Is everybody? I'm going to be as clear and simple as I can. The reason we cut our rates is because for 10 years, nothing was happening. And one is because we were in a recession, but also, and this is something I just learned a couple days ago or last week, that those 2015 rates were actually, for the city of Shelton, 40% more than our 3 comp cities that surround us. So, in the middle of the recession, for 10 years, we hung on to a rate for builders to build $18,000 per city lot. We hung on to that for the 10 years where we were only building 1 or 2 homes a year. So we all, in our wisdom, we said, okay, we're going to cut these rates. And when we did, one of the benefits is that we didn't build 2 homes, but we actually, the last statistics on the run that we just kind of completed was 24 homes in 16 months. Okay? So, 2 homes per year, 24 homes in a period of 16 months. I think that's good news. I think that was a positive thing. Many people, builders and realtors and other business people thought that was a good move. Now there's a idea that we're going to jump back to these rates right here. Okay, so if the newspaper was correct, and this is that we're in like the fourth time to kind of think about what we're really gonna do. And I've been talking and thinking about all this stuff, because I'm the one that kind of pushed for this, and I'm proud of what we've done, and I don't think it's wise for us to jump back to this right now. I think Shelton is growing. I think we're doing good. I think we've got a great staff. I just see all kinds of wonderful things happening. But for us to automatically jump there, just because on a couple of large businesses we may not get this much revenue, it's not that we're not going to get revenue, but we're not going to get this revenue, I think would be not a good financial position for the city to go in. Because this 300,000 is just a kind of a educated guess anyway. One of these businesses may not even happen, so we don't really know, so we got a 300, but let's just, for argument's sake, let's take the $300,000 and let's do this. First, let's use a better standard than this 2015 rate, which was 40% more, and let's deduct this, let's take 40% off this number, and let's bring that down to 180. Which would be a fair rate for our city. Why should our city charge more than Port Orchard or Aberdeen or Centralia? Why should we charge more? When we want to compete with other cities on rates? And so I think we need to take this off of here and minus that off of here. Let's see, is that 182? No, it would be 40 or 120. Is that 120 minus, so it comes up to 180. So that's not a loss, but it's just less revenue than we could get if we did it. Now, we jump back to that one right there. Here's the issue. I just went through my first two pages and I didn't even look at them, so now I'm looking at the third page. I think it'd be a bad financial move for the city, because I think if we jump back to here, we got now to our builder, sorry, it's no longer, 7,500 a lot, it's 18,000 a lot again, and we just got through reducing them. And so I think we're going to lose a whole lot of single-family builders. We might keep more than we would have, because I think the economy is kind of growing, but I don't think there's a lot of builders that would do that. So I think we would lose money. Okay, we got this 180 here, it wasn't like 300, I think it's 100. I think we're going to lose money by doing that. We're going to definitely lose Habitat for Humanity. They were excited, and they were excited about working inside the city limits of Shelton. And remember, permit fees are a one-time money. It's one time. So we get a lower permit fee, and it's just one time money. And these 24 homes, along with new businesses and along with all that other stuff, we don't just get that one-time fee. What we get is every single month, we get a utility fee, we get extra retail sales tax, we get a property tax, increased property tax. Our city is growing. People are a little bit more excited. There's a little bit more, hey, we're doing something. And so I think that this 180, and actually if you take that 180, and let's just do one more trick to it, okay? Because I have publicly said that I'm open to raise our rates 20%. Not back to this rate, but I'm open to raise our rates 20%. And if we took that figure, we would take off, I believe, on just one of those projects, 44,000. 44, sorry my writing isn't very good, but I don't do this very much. But okay, so that would be approximately 140, 136. 136. Now we didn't lose. Okay, but I mean we would get less if we went back to that 2015 rate. And then if we took it on the other project, which we don't know is going to happen or not, 136, I don't know, let's just say approximately, that could come down to $100,000 that we didn't lose, but we could get if we raise that. But if we raise that, we're going to lose Habitat for Humanity, we're going to lose a lot of builders, we're probably going to lose some businesses. As some of us know the story, how 10 years ago, a bank came to town and says, hey, how much would it cost for us to put our bank in your lovely city? And I think it was like $200,000, and they said, thanks, but no thanks, we're gone. We're history, we're toast. That was under this one. Those kinds of rates, okay? It would be a huge mistake for us financially to look at this little $100,000 possible not getting, and know that if we do it to big business, we got to do it to all those small builders and everything else. And so we're in the middle of debate. I've made my decision on what I would vote for. I'll vote for a 20% increase, and I really think Actually, I wouldn't even do it. I would continue keeping it where it is, and just say 24 homes or whatever in a 16-month period. Let's keep going. Come on, more Bill. Let's get this thing going, and then start raising it. And when we raise it, there's no reason for us to be there. We need to be where we're comparable to other cities, or else everybody's going to be going to all those other cities. So that's the best way I can present my story. And it's not to judge the paper in an irreverent light, but this side of the story doesn't get out there. It's just that the city's going to lose. Only if we go back to those rates, which were 40% higher than anybody else. I hope, is everybody pretty clear on what I think on that one? I hope so. And I hope I didn't offend anybody, because it's, I take these things when the city loses 300,000, I take it personally. And I want to know if I was part of that, how I lost that money. So we can leave this up here, and if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them at this time. We do have a public comment period if anybody would like to comment publicly about that. That's following this presentation. And so I thank you for your time. And now we have any public comment that on any subject. It can be about Forest Festival or anything.
We have no one signed up.
Nobody signed up?
I'd like to say something.
Okay, you have to sign up just like everybody else, right over at the corner of the building.
I'm just sign up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
State your name for the record, please.
My name's Kevin Dorsey, and I also read the article in the paper. And it took me back a month or so ago when we had a forum, and I spoke about the rates a little bit, but I want to take it a little bit farther. As you know, everybody is talking, and give me a minute, everybody is talking about sewer rates, all right? And, you know, how can we lower the sewer rates and things like that? And it was mentioned at a meeting last week that, you know, the only real way to lower sewer rates was to lay off some people. And that may be true, it may not be true, I don't know yet. But we need to encourage building in this town. And this is where I'm tying it together. If we encourage building, encourage businesses to come to town, it will help pay down that debt that we spent on that infrastructure. It's slow way, yeah, it's slower, but if we have to lay off people versus giving permits at a little lower rate, so be it. I don't think we should leave them where they're at. I don't think we should be at 2015. I think we should be somewhere in the middle. That, what is Nola's favorite word? Sustainability. So we can sustain that department. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Melanie Bacalla. I own a building at 821 West Railroad Avenue. Two things. Quickly, I just want to commend you on your action item number 1. Very supportive of the YMCA. Go Y.
Yep. Go MC.
The second thing I'm going to encourage you, yes, we need to promote building. We need to promote development. We're throwing around numbers. I'm going to encourage a couple things. You can't have cheap permits and fast permits. And I would encourage the city to look at what does it cost to issue it. Because I guarantee you, if we're the cheapest in town and we can't get it done, that's still going to be an issue. So all I hear is reference to 2015, and there just doesn't seem to be a real understanding. I would just, if the city hasn't, I would encourage the city to look at what does it really cost us to issue one? And how do we, fit within the comparables, but do it well, because builders want them in an efficient manner as well. Price is important, but it's not everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christy Buck, and I own the John L. Scott franchise here in Shelton. Also a lifelong resident and a building owner in downtown Shelton at 306 West Railroad Avenue. As a real estate agent, there was a lot of buzz around the fact that nothing had been built in the city because the fees were so high. We talked about it every single week to our customers who were walking in the door, and people were asking, hey, I'm interested in this lot. And we said, okay, well, here's all you need to know about it. And then when they got to the part about how much it's going to cost to develop, they said, oh, wow, thank you very much. And we never heard from them again. When the fees got reduced significantly, it made an impact, a big impact. I personally listed and sold, I think, 5 properties, all of which were to individual people who bought the property and were going to put their own house on it. And so they were people that came to our office looking for to purchase a city lot to be new residents in the city. So I just want to say that I really appreciated it, and I see that there's an issue about the reduction in fee. And I agree with you that you probably could redo it. But let's don't make the same mistake again, where we say the economy's high, let's hit everybody hard. So let's make a reasonable choice of how you do those if you choose to raise them. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Is that it? Thank you very much, Jamie. All right, thank you all for your entertaining my proposal. So what we're going to do at this time is ask that are we ready for reading the consent agenda?
Yes, we are.
I am also. Could we please have that?
All right. Consent agenda, vouchers numbered 373 through 517 and 15190 through 15211 in the amount of $673,058.27. Vouchers numbered 15218 through 15325 in the amount of $488,951.80. Approval of minutes for study session of June 26, 2017, and special meeting of July 6, 2017, study session of July 10, 2017.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
There's a motion, and I second that motion. There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Consent agenda passes. We have some items under the action agenda a topic tonight, and the first is going to be, which I see a lot of our guests are here probably for this one, and is a memorandum of understanding between the City of Shelton and the South Sound YMCA. And we're going to have our City Manager, Ryan Wheaton, present that to us at this time.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioner. Tonight we're going to ask you to vote on the memorandum of understanding with the YMCA. In front of you, you have the briefing from last week. The only updates you have in there are some language updates that legal staff has asked to provide a little more assurance for the city. So the potential lease term, both the length of the lease and the amount that would be paid to the city remain the same, as do the location, and also the 5 to 7 year time frame for which a project should be built. If you don't have any questions for me, we're going to ask that Rob Wilsonhaus from the group that has worked for this for a long time say a few words.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Ryan, Mayor, and Commissioner McDowell. Thank you for entertaining this motion, and especially I want to thank your staff. This has been a long time coming. We have spent about 6 years talking to the community and doing what lawyers call due diligence. The original purpose was to answer the question, what can we find for people to do here in Shelton and Mason County? Mark Ziegler was Parks and Rec back then for the city of Shelton, and he did everything he could, scratching and clawing to try to put programs together. But it wasn't very comprehensive, he knew that. So what we came up with was the notion that a YMCA might be a good thing. And we are a small group. Here with me are people who have been working hard on this for a long time. Jackie McAlevey, Julie Sund Nichols, and Dr. Mary Givens. And they inspire me all the time. This is a lot of work, and they do a lot of work trying to push this forward. We are now part of the Thurston County YMCA family. We are officially a YMCA project. We have their support, and that's not just a pat on the back, that is very real support from their administrator, Kyle Kronk, and I think you've met Kyle. He is enthusiastic and makes me believe. There's a lot of excitement going on in Shelton. The school district has a new school board and a superintendent that are absolutely committed to doing the best they can. There's Graduation Matters, which is committed to helping make this a better place by furthering education. We want to be part of that. And what the city of Shelton has done for us, I get goosebumps every time I think about it. We really, really appreciate it. This site, for example, is the single best site in the entire universe for what we're trying to do. It's right by the people we want to reach: high school, junior high, middle school, elementary school. What I can tell you is that we will continue to push forward, but we are so grateful for your support. It means everything to us, so thank you.
Thank you very much. It's our honor and privilege to be part of a great new operation here in Shelton, Washington, especially for our youth. So we've been needing it for a really long time, and I thank you all for the hard work you've done, years worth, getting us to this point. So I think it's right time, right place, right property. So we have no reservations about that decision. So, having heard me and you talk, if anyone else in the public would like to talk about this, this is an opportunity. It's an action item, so anybody from the public would like to say something about this particular issue, this is the opportunity to do that. Seeing no one coming forward, I would request a motion at this time. Yellow one? I don't know if that's the one you want.
Yes, I do.
That's how we do it.
I will make the motion. I move to approve the proposed location for a future South Sound Y Shelton branch by authorizing the city manager to sign the memorandum of understanding with South Sound YMCA.
Okay, and I second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There you go, done deal.
We had an eclipse today, and now we have this great Monday.
And I have a real red eye here because, you're not supposed to look at it, but I just couldn't help looking around the corner of that building and but I'm sure it'll go away and everything will be fine. I hope. Okay, so enough of that personal stuff. Next is a deobligating of funds. And we're going to have, on our Upper Mountain View Press Zone, we're going to have our own Public Works Director, Craig Gregory, give us that briefing.
Thanks, Mayor, Commissioner. As we talked about last week, we are looking to deobligate funds from drinking water revolving fund. As about 12 months ago, the commission decided to not move forward with phase 2 of Upper Mountain View, so that money is no longer needed. So that loan money would be given back to, or deobligated to the drinking water revolving fund. I would be happy to answer any questions for you.
I have no questions about that. This is an action item, so anybody from the public, this is your opportunity to come and speak about this specific request. If no one wants to and doesn't come forward, what we will do is go into a motion at this time.
I move to approve the reduction of Upper Mountain View pressure zone funds by authorizing the mayor to sign the amendment declarations.
I second that motion. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. All right, next we are going to keep our friend Craig Gregory in his podium, and he is going to bring forward a not like a vacation like I plan to take here in a month from now, but I mean the vacation of an alley. So do you want?
Not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
So, Mayor, Commissioner, we are looking for action tonight on vacation of 4th Street between Grant and Kineo Avenue. Due to the challenging terrain up in that area, there is no possibility of extending utilities or streets through that area. So that roadway and right-of-way would not be of use to the city. So we would be looking to move forward with a public hearing for that vacation.
Okay. I have looked into this, and it is a pretty much standard policy that the city of Shelton, when it finds property that is really of no use to us, that we go through this process. So I am in favor of it. And you have any, is that good?
Yeah, I am.
But it is an action item, so anyone from the public would like to speak, now would be the opportunity to speak about this particular vacation of an alley. Seeing no one stepping forward, I would entertain a motion on this, to approve this resolution and set a public hearing.
Okay, well, I'll make that motion. I move to adopt Resolution 1106-0817 by authorizing the mayor to sign the resolution, setting a public hearing for the 4th Street vacation on Monday, the 11th day of September 2017 at approximately 6 p.m.
I need to read the resolution.
Clarification?
I need to read
Oh, you
the
need-
resolution.
Oh, please, at this time, would you do so?
Yep.
Resolution number 1106-0817, a resolution of the City of Shelton, Washington regarding a petition to vacate unopened roadway abutting parcel numbers 32019-56-18001, 32019-56-19009, and 32019-56-19007.
Okay, now I guess I would request that motion. It was written in my fine print, but
I'll do it over again. I move to adopt Resolution 1106-0817 by authorizing the mayor to sign the resolution, setting a public hearing for the 4th Street vacation on Monday, the 11th day of September 2017 at approximately 6 p.m.
okay, there's a motion. I second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Are you next? Looks like you're still
One
there.
more.
Boy, you know better until I look down here who's standing before us. All right, this is a waiver, and you're going to talk to us about a waiver. And again, this is Craig Gregory again.
So with the reconfiguration of the proposed on-ramp, off-ramp of southbound traffic on 101 for the Hall Equities property, WashDOT is asking us to waive the public hearing for limited access. So basically just limiting any kind of access in that general area to 101. The only abutting property owners that are affected by this would be the City of Shelton, Rainier, and Hall Equities, and none of them are opposed to this limited access going through.
Okay? And this is the second time that we have been briefed on this, and I feel comfortable this is the right thing for the city to do. But it is an action item, so if there's anyone from the public that would like to speak at this time on this particular subject, feel free to do that. You have to sign in. Seeing no one at this time, what I would do is ask for a motion. Oh, but this one, it's not the best. Here's one right here. It's a yellow one. We got good ones, and then we got bad ones. Let's give you a good one.
Okay, I'm going to make the motion. I move to forego the limited access hearing by authorizing the mayor to sign the waiver of hearing.
Okay, and I second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, that concludes that part of our meeting. Next, I will turn this over to our city manager for any report he may have.
One thing, Mayor and Commissioner, a couple weeks ago, you authorized the look again at our rate model for both water and sewer, and we promised at that point that we would bring back infrastructure recommendations for amendments or changes to what will be sent off to that consulting group. We plan to do that next week, so just wanted to give you a heads up that we'll provide those recommendations in your packet on Friday, and then we'll discuss those on Monday.
Thank you very much, City Manager Ryan Wheaton. Our next meeting will be August 28th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.